Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. And if you are as observative as Alyssa is, you will notice I'm not wearing my microphone again, my earbud with the microphone on it. Those are actually Ben's, and he's using it right now, so I can't use it. But she noticed yesterday I didn't have it on. And she was right. I forgot yesterday. But today Ben's using them, so I can't use them. So hopefully you can still hear me well. It's pretty quiet right now in my house, so I don't think that I need to wear them right now. So we're going to keep reading the BFG, and I stopped in the middle of the chapter yesterday, left you on a cliffhanger. So we're going to keep going with that. And the title of this chapter was called A Trogglehumper for the Flesh Lump Eater. And so the BFG went into his cave and he grabbed his trumpet and he dashed out of the cave. And that's when Sophie wondered, she didn't say, but she wondered, what is he up to? And then he said, peep your head up, like look out, and you'll get a fine winkle of what is going on. So we'll start off right there. When the BFG came near to the sleeping giants, he slowed his pace. He began moving softly. He crept on his toes towards the ugly brutes. They were still snoring loudly. They looked repulsive, filthy, diabolical. The BFG tiptoed around them. He went past the gizzard gulper, the blood bottler, the meat dripper, the child chewer. Then he stopped. He had reached the flesh lump eater. He pointed at him. Then he looked down at Sophie and gave her a big wink. He knelt on the ground and very quietly he opened the suitcase. He took out the glass jar containing the terrible, nightmarish Trogglehumper. At that point, Sophie guessed what was going to happen next. Are you thinking in your head, I think I know what's going to happen? Oh, she thought, this could be rather dangerous. She crouched lower in his pocket so that only the top of her head and her eyes were showing. She wanted to be ready to duck out of sight very fast should anything go wrong. They were about 10 feet away from the flesh lump eater's face. The snoring, snorting noise he was making was disgusting. Every now and again, a big bubble of spit formed between his two open lips, and then it would burst with a splash and cover his face with saliva. Taking infinite care, the BFG unscrewed the top of the glass jar and tipped the squiggling, squirmy, faintly scarlet Trogglehumper into the wide end of his long trumpet. He put the other end of the trumpet to his lips. He aimed the instrument directly at the flesh lump eater's face. He took a deep breath, puffed out his cheeks, and then woof, he blew. Sophie saw a flash of pale red go darting towards the giant's face. For a split second, it hovered above the face. Then it was gone. It seemed to have been sucked up by the giant's nose, but it all happened so quickly, Sophie couldn't be sure. We had better be skittling off quickly where it is safe, the BFG whispered. He trotted off for about 100 yards, then he stopped. He crouched low to the earth. Now, he said, we is waiting for the gun and flames to begin. They didn't have to wait long. The air was suddenly pierced by the most fearful roar Sophie had ever heard, and she saw the flesh lump eater's body, all 54 feet of it, rise up off the ground and fall back again with a thump. Then it began to wiggle and twist and bounce about in the most violent fashion. It was quite frightening to watch. Yow! Roared the flesh lump eater. Aye! Ow! He's still asleep, the BFG whispered. The terrible troggle-humping nightmare is beginning to hit him. Serves him right, Sophie said. She could feel no sympathy for this great brute who ate children as though they were sugar lumps. Save us! Screamed the flesh lump eater, thrashing about madly. He's after me! He is getting me! The thrashing of limbs and the waving of arms became more violent by the second. It was an awesome thing to watch, such a massive creature having such a mighty convulsion. I'm going to pause there for a second. I'm going to show you this picture. Take that both pages at the bottom here. This is the BFG blowing the dream into the flesh lump eater's face. It's Jack, bellowed the flesh lump eater. It's the gruful, grunchous Jack. Jack is after me. Jack is whack crackling me. Jack is spike sticking me. Jack is splash plunking me. It's the terrible, fright swiping Jack. The flesh lump eater was wriggling about with the ground like some colossal tortured snake. Oh, spare me, Jack, he yelled. Don't hurt me, Jack. Who is this Jack he's talking about? Sophie whispered. Jack is the only human being all giants is frightened of, the BFG told her. They is all absolutely terrified of Jack. They is all hearing that Jack is a famous giant killer. Save me! Screamed the flesh lump eater. Have mercy on this poor little giant. The beanstalk! He is coming at me with this terrible spike-sticking beanstalk. Take it away. I is begging you, Jack. I is praying you not touch me with your terrible spike-sticking beanstalk. I'm thinking of someone that I've read about. His name is Jack, and he has a beanstalk. What are you guys thinking in your heads?